Your hair is growing. I need you to believe that before anything else. Right now, your follicles are producing new hair, roughly half an inch every month, the same rate as virtually everyone else, regardless of tech. You can feel it at the root when you press your fingers against your scalp. You can see the fuzz when you look closely, but when you step back and look in the mirror at your actual afro, nothing seems to have changed. Same length as last month, same length as the month before. You've been patient, you've been consistent. Somehow, the afro you're working toward looks exactly the same as when you started. That gap between what you know is growing and what you can actually see is the most frustrating experience in natural hair care, and it's driving most people to blame their genetics, their texture, or their products, when the real problem is something else entirely. 3 specific mistakes are eating your length before it ever shows up in the mirror. Not slowing it down, eating it. The hair is growing and breaking off at nearly the same rate, which means you're running in place and wondering why you haven't moved. None of these 3 mistakes are about how fast your hair grows. They're all about what happens to your length after it grows. Fix these 3 things and the afro you've been waiting for starts showing up in weeks, not years. As it was already growing, it was just being destroyed before you could see it. The shrinkage reality, quick but important. Before we get into the mistake, you need to understand one thing about coily hair that changes how you measure progress. Coily hair can shrink 50 to 75% from its actual length when it's in its natural state. That means your hair could literally be 4 inches long and look like 1 inch in the mirror. The afro you think isn't growing might already be significantly longer than you realize. You just can't see it because the curl is compressing the length. Stop measuring your progress by how your afro looks in the mirror. Take a stretch length photo once a month, pull a section of hair gently and photograph it stretched. Compare that across months. That's the only honest measurement. You may already be further along than you think. Mistake 1. Ignoring your ends. Here's the mistake that's responsible for more stalled afro growth than any other factor, and it's the one nobody talks about because it happens at the wrong end of the hair. All the attention in hair care goes to the scalp root, the follicle, but new growth at the root means nothing if your ends are breaking off at the same rate. Length is not gained at the root. Length is retained or lost at the ends, and the ends of your hair are the oldest, most fragile part of every strand. Furthest from the scalp's natural oil, the most exposed to daily friction, and the first to go dry and split. Split ends are left unaddressed. They split further up the shaft, weakening the strand until it snaps. Your root produces half an inch, your ends lose half an inch, and your afro doesn't move. Before you do anything else tonight, take a single strand of your hair, hold it up to natural light, and look at the last half inch. It's thin, translucent, or visibly splitting. Your ends are already breaking off and you're losing length right now. That's the test. Your ends pass, great. Fix is maintenance. They fail, the fix is urgent. Fix has 3 parts. Seal your end. After moisturize, apply a slightly heavier product specifically to your end, more than you use on the rest of the hair, to lock in that moisture and create a protective layer over the most vulnerable section. Second, protective styling. Styles that tuck your ends away from daily friction. Twists, braids, afro puffs. Prevent the constant rubbing against clothes and pillowcases that wears ends down over time. And third, trim based on condition, not the calendar. Your ends pass the strand test right now. You don't need a trim this month regardless of when your last one was. If they're splitting and thinning, trim them now regardless of how long you've been growing. Keeping damaged ends to preserve length is how you lose the length anyway, just slower and more painful. Mistake 2, you're touching your hair too much. This is the mistake the thumbnail told you you're doing right now, and here's how I know. You might be running your hand through your hair while watching this video. That's the habit. Stop for a second and check, because every time you touch your afro, pick through it, fluff it, pat it, reshape it between styling sessions. You're creating a breakage event, not a dramatic one. Here's the correct wash day sequence, and the order matters. Step 1, detangle before you wash, not after. Dry detangling with fingers only, working from the ends up, removing the major knots before water ever touches your hair. Step 2, apply lightweight oil to your scalp before getting in the shower. I use the Juice Boost oil for this. It protects the follicle environment during washing. It means your scalp isn't going from fully moisturized to completely stripped in one session. Step 3, wash with lukewarm or cool water, not hot. Hot water opens the cuticle and increases how much moisture your hair loses during the wash. Step 4, shampoo your scalp, not your hair. Work the shampoo into your scalp with your fingertips and let it rinse through the lengths without scrubbing the strands themselves. Step 5, condition immediately every single time. Apply conditioner while your hair is still wet. Leave it in for at least 3 to 5 minutes. Then detangle with a wide tooth comb starting from the ends, working up toward the root. Never from root to end. Never. Starting at the root and pulling downward. Rips through every tangle instead of gently releasing it. And every rip is a strand that breaks and a week of growth that disappears. If you just recognized at least one of these 3 mistakes in your own routine, subscribe right now. The next section is the complete fix. All 3 mistakes addressed in one weekly system. You can start as early as this Sunday. Stay with me. The fix, your weekly system. Now that you know all 3 mistakes, mistakes, let me show you what avoiding them looks like inside a real week. Not 3 separate changes you have to remember, but one integrated system where everything works together. Monday through Saturday. This is your retention week. Daily manipulation stays minimal. You're not repicking, not restyling unless absolutely necessary. If your afro needs refreshing, lightly mist with water, gently reshape with your hands, not a pick, and leave it alone. Every morning you apply a small amount of moisturizer with your fingers, focusing on the ends first, then the rest of the hair. Every night, apply a slightly heavier sealant specifically to your ends before your satin bonnet goes on. The bonnet stays on every single night, no exceptions. This 6-day period is where your length accumulates. The root grows, the ends stay intact because they're sealed and protected, and the manipulation stays low enough that the hair you grew this week is still there by Sunday. Sunday, wash day, done correctly. Pre-detangle dry with fingers from ends up. Apply Juice Boost oil to the scalp before getting in the shower. Lukewarm water, scalp focused shampoo, immediate conditioner. Ends up detangling with a wide tooth comb while conditioner is still in. Rinse cool. Seal while damp, ends first, then the rest of the hair. Style into a protective option that tucks your ends away for the week ahead. That's your Sunday. 2 to 3 hours, done properly, and your hair goes into the next 6 days protected and moisturized. And underneath all of this, supporting the system from the inside, I take rooted strength vitamins daily. Biotin, the specific nutrients that support keratin production and follicle health. The topical routine handles retention. The vitamins handle the quality of what's growing from the root. Together, they cover both sides of the equation, keeping what grows and making sure what grows is strong enough to keep. Here's what I want you to hold on to. The afro you've been waiting for isn't far away. It's not some distant result that requires another year of patience. It's already partially there, hidden under shrinkage, being eaten by broken ends, and lost to daily manipulation and bad wash days. The growth was always happening. These 3 mistakes were just destroying it faster than you could see. Fix the mistakes, and the same growth rate you've always had starts producing visible results, because for the first time, nothing is working against it. Your hair is not the problem. It never was. The habits were, and now you know exactly which ones to change.
Subscribe if you haven't. I'm going deep on each hair loss type individually in the coming videos, starting with traction alopecia and CCCA. You don't want to miss those. I'll catch you in the next one.